Message from Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beard. Stay home, stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
If you want to learn about how to balance and maintain your faith every day, you need to be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, being taught by Ustad Leila Shiva, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Hope to see you there, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming, tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at. Right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnahfollowers and dollars alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the 10 who Jannah was promised, the second caliph, a strong, devout, noble, and fierce soldier of Allah, made an impact in Islam. His name, Umar ibn al-Kitab. Continuing in this series, the companions of the Prophet, taught by Brother Mukhtar Shahid, streaming on all major platforms. Stay tuned for the time and date, right here, channel Sunnahfollowers.
Inna alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Okay, give me a second to correct this video. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to our Sunnahfollowers and New Shahadas, our Sunnahfollowers New Shahada and Kids programs. And this is where we meet once a week to discuss Juz Amma. Juz Amma. What is Juz Amma? This is the last 33 chapters of the Quran. And what we do in this class is we summarize the meaning of the last 33 chapters of the Quran. And also we go over a hadith that details the character of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this class is designed for the new shahadas and also for the Muslim youth to give you a better understanding of the words of Allah and also the character of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it's based on 2 books. One of the books, my first Juz Amma, which is written by Dr. Kareem Abu Zaid, and that book can be purchased from Amazon. The book is only, I think, $14.95. I highly recommend you all go to the Amazon website and purchase it. Even though it's written for kids, many of my new converts enjoy learning from this book, because it simplifies the meaning and summarizes the meaning of those last chapters of the Quran, which are designed to increase your belief in Allah. And also the second book is entitled He Was, and it's written by Sheikh Muhammad Said Atli. And it can be purchased on Amazon for only $6. And I highly recommend you buy that. So let's get started. For those of you who are not watching me on a social platform such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, LinkedIn, X, then open up a tab on your cell phone to YouTube and go to my channel Sunnahfollowers, and click on the live stream so you can see the PowerPoint that I'm getting ready to place up on the screen right now. And this is how the book, My First Juz Amma, looks. And by the way, and this is a picture of Dr. Kareem Abu Zaid. And this is a picture of Sheikh Muhammad Said Atli. And these are the two books that both of these brothers have written. May Allah bless them both and forgive them both of their sins. Okay, everybody understand that? Okay, hold on for a second. Let me respond here. Okay, you have to be careful who you're taking your knowledge from. And that's how the both of these brothers look. And we're going to first get started with My First Juz Amma. My First Juz Amma. And tonight we're going to go over Surah Al Balad. Surah Al Balad. And this is how the book looks on Amazon. It's only $14.95. Written by Dr. Kareem Abu Zaid. Go to Amazon, type his name, Dr. Kareem Abu Zaid. This is the book, My First Juz Amma, for young believers. It's written for the Muslim youth, but you new shahadas can benefit from it better than the other book because it's written for the kids so you can benefit. And we're going to summarize the meaning of this chapter of the Quran. And let's get started. And I want you guys to imagine this. Imagine how once upon a time or years ago, back in the 6th century, I don't want you guys to imagine the Mecca that exists today. Imagine the Mecca that exists back in the 6th century. The 6th century, known as the Dark Ages, or the medieval period of time. You know, the days when women dressed up with beautiful, wide, spacious gowns, when men were knights and wore armor and carried swords. The era of the Vikings, where the Vikings would pillage the land. Well, imagine on the other side of the world, the desert, this barren land that the Vikings knew nothing of. The people of England knew nothing of. As King Arthur and the people of Camelot and Robin Hood lived their lives in Sherwood Forest, they knew nothing about this desert land on the other side of the world, or this place called Mecca, this city known as Mecca that was inhabited by Arabic people. Well, in the city of Mecca, there was a special chapter sent down by Allah called the chapter Al Balad. And what does Al Balad mean? It's an Arabic word. Remember, Arabic is not a religion. A lot of people think Arabic is a religion, and people worship Arabic. People worship Arabic people. People worship the language. People worship the culture. But Arabic is nothing. It's just a language like English. Al Balad means the city. It's just the Arabic term for city. This chapter teaches us about the importance of being strong, kind, and patient, especially when things are tough. It helps us understand that life can be hard, but Allah is always watching over us. Allah is always there to guide us to do good, no matter how challenging or hard life can be. Remember, guys, we talk about it all the time. We were created with a purpose, all of us. We were created to worship Allah. And just because we say we believe in Him is not enough. We're going to have to prove it. Every day of our lives is going to be spent proving to Allah that we do indeed believe in Him. So that's why Allah is going to send challenges to us. So this chapter begins with an oath by the sacred city of Mecca, where our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his followers faced many, many challenges. Even though Mecca is a special place, it was a special place then, and it's a special place now. Our prophet and his followers, they were not treated kindly there. Remember, because of their belief, we talked about it last week, because they chose to not worship idols, because they chose to not worship man, because they chose to worship only Allah and to not give in to their desires, to not give in to the peer pressure around them. They were persecuted. We talked about that in yesterday and last week's chapter. They were abused, beaten, tortured. So this chapter teaches us that even in the most special places in the world, we will still be subjected, and we still can be subjected to hard times. There's no escaping the trials of life. There's no escaping the test of life. You can build a castle to the sky. You think you will still won't be tested? Allah can send a thunderstorm to test you. Allah can send a tornado to test you. Allah can send us a strong wind. He can send birds to drop stuff on top of your head to test you. He can send a bumblebee. He can make ants climb the wall to test you. Even cockroaches can appear. So there's no escaping hard times. Sickness. You can lock yourself up in a cave and sickness can find you and test you. So Allah tells us in this chapter of the Quran that life is full of tests and struggles. And all of these challenges are part of His plan to make us stronger. And remember, we spoke about last week how our Prophet Muhammad said, you know, whenever we're tested with trials, look to see the good in them. Look to see the good. Whenever we're faced with bad things in life, look to see the good in it, because there's good in everything. Allah gave us the eyes to see with. He gave us the tongue to speak with. He gave us the mind and the ability to choose between right and wrong. Allah wants us to use these beautiful gifts that so many of us take for granted. He wants us to use these gifts to help others, to be grateful to him, and to always try to do good despite whatever challenges or hardships we're faced with in life. And that's what the prophet and his companions did. Although they were persecuted in Mecca, as we spoke about last week, although they were persecuted in this sacred city, Al Balad, this city, they still remained grateful to Allah, and they still helped each other. Also in this chapter, Allah speaks about the steep path. The steep path. What does the steep path means? Remember, Allah speaks in parables. The steep path means doing good deeds, doing good things that aren't always easy. Allah tells us to take the steep path in life. The steep path. Even though we're faced with hardship, you may be faced with sickness. You may be faced with hunger. You may be faced with a trial in life. Still take the steep path. Still do good things that aren't always easy. What are the good things? Even though you're sick, even though you're tired, even though you may be hungry, even though life may not be as the way you want it to be, you should still help others. You should still help others who are not as fortunate as you. At least you do have some food. I may not have a turkey and dressing to eat for dinner tonight, but I got some yogurt. I may not have lemonade to drink, but I got some coffee. I got some water. There's people in Gaza that have nothing to drink. There's people in India and Pakistan who are drinking out of ponds, dirty water. So help others who are less fortunate than you. There's always somebody else who's less fortunate than you. I may have a backache. I may have a toothache, but that brother over there has cancer. That child over there is dying of cancer, of lupus. So feed the hungry. Be kind and helpful to that child over there who has no parents. At least you have a mother. At least you have a father. That child over there's mother and father were killed in a car accident. So they're living with their grandparents. They'll never get to feel the love of a mother again, or the hug of a father again. So be compassionate and kind to others. That's the steep path. The steep path is do good things that aren't always easy to do because you're going through a hardship yourself. Subhanallah. I'm going through hardships too, but I still have to come in here and teach every day. I'm lonely too. I wished I had somebody to help me too, to pick me up too. Somebody to talk to too. But I still have to come here and pick up you every day. I have to be that motivating force, that motivating strength for you every day. And I have to base all my lectures on the Quran and Sunnah every day. I have to think about what would the Prophet say? What would Aisha say? What would Salama say? And even though I wished I had someone to say those things to me. That's taking the steep path, even though it's not easy. So these good things are like climbing a steep hill. That's why Allah refers to these things as being the steep path. It's like going up a steep hill. It's hard. because, it's hard, but they make us stronger and they bring us closer to Allah. Even though I'm going through my own personal struggles in life, climbing up that hill to help you is making me stronger. It's giving me the ability to deal with my own insecurities, my own shortcomings, my own personal problems too. Because helping you is helping me too. You guys get it? That's the steep path. Doing good things that aren't always easy because we got our own personal problems to contend with as well. This chapter teaches us that. A lot of people out there, and this is a carryover from what I talked about yesterday, and when we went over the Mecca Siddiq Tafsir of Surah Ibrahim. A lot of people think having lots of money, they think the glitter and glamour of this world makes them powerful. A lot of the young girls, a lot of the young women think putting on fancy gowns like the non-Muslim women do, dressing like the non-Muslims and evening gowns with sequins and hats on and pretending to be famous celebrities because you have a talk show, because you have a podcast and you talk about relationships and you're popular. You got 20 million followers because all you do is waste your time gossiping about relationships, which ain't Islamic anyway. I'm going to tell you girls, you young girls, it's not Islamic for women to sit on the internet talking about relationships. Do you think Aisha, radiallahu anha, would waste her time sitting up on the internet talking about women and men relationships? Some things should be left to intimacy. Some type of conversations should be left between husbands and wives. That's not Islamic. I'm here to let you young girls know. It's not Islamic for a Muslim woman to sit up on the internet holding podcasts with men who are not mahrams to her about intimacy, about relationships between women and men. It can even be, from an Islamic perspective, viewed as fornication. It can even be viewed as adultery, because certain topics should be left between you and your husband, not you and a strange man. I don't care if he does call himself a sheikh. That's a topic he should be discussing with his wife, not with you. You're not his wife. And women and men are weak. That's why there's no intermixing. Men can be getting off on those conversations with you, who is a strange woman. What would Umar say? What would the Prophet Muhammad say? What would Abu Bakr say? If Umar were here, would he sit up and hold a conversation about intimacy with Aisha on the internet? Is this something that the companions would discuss? So a lot of these podcasts that are popular, sex sells. Why is it that there's so many views from you brothers and sisters? Sex sells, intimacy sells, but is it Islamic? Put the word Islam in front of it, and a man that calls himself an imam or a sheikh, and a woman that calls herself a life coach. Are you coaching Islam or are you coaching Kafirism? Think about it. Now y'all see why they call me the Wahhabi. Now y'all see why they don't like me. But ask yourself, would the Prophet tolerate that? Is this something Aisha would do? Is this something Umar would do or allow? So Some people think having lots of money, having fame, having the glamour, the glitter of this world makes them powerful. But this chapter of the Quran, Surah Al Balad, it teaches us, and perhaps these life coaches, perhaps these female podcasters, perhaps these male podcasters, maybe they need to read this surah, because this surah teaches us that real strength. Hold on for a second. Let me take care of this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. This chapter teaches us that real strength comes from being kind, patient, and good to others. It's not about showing off. It's not about looking for fame. It's not about wanting to be on top, America's next top Muslim model. It's not about being selfish. It's all about helping those who are in need and trusting in Allah. This surah also warns against choosing to do wrong. And that's what a lot of the Muslims are doing today. We're choosing. We're making the wrong choices. We're making bad choices. We're choosing, intentionally, deliberately choosing to do wrong. And Allah sees everything. We can change the words. We can put the word Islam in front of it. But we're not fooling anyone but Allah. But ourselves. We're not fooling Allah. Allah can see it. He knows those of us who are mean. He knows who's cheating. He knows who's ignoring his signs. And all of us who are doing that will face the consequences. But for those of us who choose to stay good, who choose to abide by his laws, who don't blur the lines of good and evil, who stick to his straight path, who don't deviate away from it, they're the ones who are promised paradise. So perhaps this chapter, the chapter Al Balad, I recommend everyone read it. Everyone ponder the meaning of it. Because there's a lot of key lessons that the Muslims today, especially those of us in the West, living here in America, who are trying to blur the lines of Islam with the lines of secularism and academia, need to learn. This surah teaches us to be strong and kind and not blur and not bend. Even when things are tough, remain kind with each other and patient and adhere to the laws of Islam. Help each other to stay strong. Support those who are in need. Okay? Stay true to Allah, true to the Prophet, true to Islam, true to yourself, true to this deen. It's not the money that makes us rich. It's not the glamour and glitter. It's not the fancy gowns you sisters are wearing and those hats and stuff and those meet and greets and trying to be the Muslim Gwen Stefani's of the world. It's your Muslim actions, Muslim behaviors, and kindness towards each other that makes you rich. Okay? And trust in Allah. Know that he sees everything, your struggles, and he will reward you based on the good that you do. So now let's see who understood what we talked about here. Who can answer these questions? True or false? Surah Al Balad is about a city named Mecca. True or false? Go ahead, Sister Asma and Najma.
True.
Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Good job. Yes, it is. It's about a city named Mecca and what the companions had to endure there. Good job. Next question. True or false? This chapter of the Quran says it's okay to be mean if you have lots of money. Brother Jordan, true or false?
False.
Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Good job. This is false. Money, the more money you have, the more humble you should be, not mean. Good job. Next question. True or false? Being kind and helping others is like climbing up a steep hill. True or false? Go ahead, Shuaib. Shuaib. True or false, Shuaib? Shuaib? Did he said true? Y'all agree?
Yes.
Good job. He's correct. It is. It's like climbing up a steep hill. It's hard to be kind and help others, especially when we're all going through our own personal problems. That's when it's so hard. But Allah tells us to take the steep path because all of us are going to have our own personal problems. Next question. This chapter says only the rich people are successful. Is that true or false, Sister Tahira?
False.
Does everybody agree with Tahira?
Yes.
Yes.
Good job. This is false. That's not true. In fact, remember we talked about how there'll be more people who are rich in this world who will be in the hellfire because they allowed that money to get the better of them and cause them to give in to the life of this world. Subhanallah. Good job. Next question. When things good get hard, we should do what? Be mean to others or give up or stay strong and kind? What do you think, Brother Corday?
Stay strong and be kind.
You guys agree? He said stay strong and be kind.
Yes.
Good job. Exactly. No matter how hard life gets, guys, we still, and that's hard to do. Even for a person like me, it's really hard for me. I mean, I'm a teacher, but I'm getting better at it in my older age. The older I get, the better I get at it. You know, it's hard, you know, to stay kind and stay strong when people are constantly coming at you, you know, with crazy stuff. But we have to stay strong and stay kind. It was harder for me when I was younger, but I'm much, much better at it now. Alhamdulillah. Next question. Who does Allah want us to help? The rich, the people in need like the orphans, or no one? Sister Asma Najma.
The people in need, like the orphans.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Good job. Yes, indeed. You know, Allah wants us to help those who are in need. You know, the people that really need the help. Don't turn them away. Don't, you know, but unfortunately today, most people want to help the people that don't need help because you want them, you know, to like you. You want to get on the good side of the people that don't need the help, and you turn the people that really need the help away. We shouldn't do that. Okay. What about this? What is the steep path? Is the steep path climbing mountains? Or is the steep path helping others and doing good deeds? Or is the steep path doing bad? Shuaib, let's hear it.
Helping others and doing good deeds.
Do you guys agree with Shuaib?
Yes. Yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. The steep path is helping others and doing good deeds. It's called the steep path because it's like climbing a mountain. It's hard to do. It's hard to help others and do good deeds, you know, because like we said before, who's not being tested? So now let's look at our hadith for this week. And this is a picture of the book. I want everybody, I hope everybody has a copy of this book. This is the book entitled He Was. It's written by Sheikh Muhammad Said Atli. The book is only $6 on Amazon. Everybody should have this book. This is a book. It talks about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his character. And that's a picture of Sheikh Muhammad Said Atli. Okay. He has so many books. You can purchase many of his book, all of his books on his website at atlipublications.com, or you can look and see what other books he has on Amazon. All his books are very, very, very low priced. He's not trying to make any money. He's trying to just put the word of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam out. And tonight we're going to go over the etiquettes of sneezing, how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to sneeze. Oh yeah, he taught us everything, even how to sneeze. Whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to sneeze, he placed his hand or his garment on his mouth to lessen the noise. Okay? In other words, he didn't do like you see a lot of ill-mannered people do today. How many of you see people today when they sneeze, and I can't stand it. I'm a germ phobic. A germ phobic is a person that can't stand germ. I'm not OCD. OCD is a person that has a problem, with certain things. I'm germ phobic. I don't like people who sneeze and cough and don't cover their mouth. I don't like people who eat behind other people. I don't like people who lick stuff, germs. I can see it. Seriously, I can see the germs in the air. Do you know that a sneeze travels 30 feet? If you don't cover your mouth when you sneeze, when you go, achoo, that spit travels. It comes out like a bomb. And it expands. I can see it. It goes 30 feet. And whatever spitton comes out with it, everybody catches it. That's how it spreads. That virus, that disease, that sickness. You got the flu, you got COVID, you got whatever. We all got it now. And a cough, when you cough and don't cover up, it travels 25 feet. 25 feet for a cough. A sneeze, like a bomb. I'm a germ phobic. I can't stand that. So when I go out in the public, I carry Lysol. Oh yeah, I carry Lysol in my purse. If I'm in a grocery store and somebody sneezes, I will whip it out and spray Lysol all around me. If I'm in a movie theater, all around me. When I used to work, they will tell you, my coworkers will tell you, somebody sneeze and cough, I take out two light. I would carry holsters like guns. I'm spraying Lysol. Oh yeah, I'm a germ phobic. You come in my house, I got Lysol. You sneeze, I ain't catching that stuff. I was so happy when COVID came out and people have to wear masks. Oh, that was the most beautiful thing for me. I said, now I ain't got to deal with that. People sneeze and cough, we got masks on. Okay, I like the mask. And I'll also do this. People cough and sneeze, I'll cover my face with my hijab. Walk around like that or put a mask on. Now I carry a mask in my purse too. I'll Lysol, put my mask on. So I'm a germ phobic. So this shows how our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us good manners. You don't sneeze and cough in people's faces. This is bad manners. Cough into your your hijab or your cloth or your garment. If you got to sneeze, cough and sneeze into your tissue, your handkerchief. You got to sneeze, achoo, or something like that. You don't want to sneeze out where everybody else can catch your germs, your sickness. That's how sickness spreads. Remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us in an authentic hadith, sickness comes from Allah. If he wants to send a plague or an epidemic, he will send it to the earth. And the jinn that fly, there's jinn that have wings. The jinn will spread it through the earth with their wings. So when you cough, like COVID, how did COVID spread all over the earth? That's why I say this is a misconception. Those Muslims that told you that COVID was not real, that's not true. It was real. I worked in the health industry. 3 of my clients died in my arms from COVID before I retired. It's real. It is real. It ain't no fake. Okay? Allah sent COVID. When people cough, don't cover their mouth, the jinn spread it, like Allah says, through their wings. Okay? So plague, epidemics are real. Allah sends that. Epidemics, plagues, pandemic comes from Allah, and it spreads throughout the entire earth through the wings of the jinn. Allah tells us that from our prophet. So that's why the prophet said, when you sneeze or cough, cover your mouth, cover your mouth. That will prevent the spread of it, because it's going to spread through the air upon the wings of the jinn. So help with that by covering up. Okay, any questions or comments on today's class? What's the source? Sahih Muslim. All right, any questions or comments? All right, I want to stop right here. I want to remind everybody, we have Brother Mukhtar. Mukhtar will be joining 15 minutes late today. So at 7:15, inshallah, we'll have Brother Mukhtar's class on the Caliphate of Umar. And then we'll have my continuation of the Maqasidic Tafsir of Surah Ibrahim. Sister Saba, go ahead with your question. Go ahead. And also, guys, please don't forget, we're always in need of donations to support this dawah effort. Please donate. Please donate to support this dawah effort, guys. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why it looked different. I didn't have the yeah, I see why it looked different today. I didn't have the yeah, I didn't have that up today. I was like, why does it look kind of plain? That's why it looked plain today. Like, it looks different. Wait a minute, what is this? My brother is admitted to the hospital and his wife wants my son to stay with him. Your brother is in a hospital. His wife wants your son. You tell her that he is not her. This is your son. Your son is not her son. Sister Saba, your son is not your brother's son. Sister Saba, your son is not your brother's son. Your son is obligated to take care of you, not take care of your brother. Okay, so you can tell your sister-in-law, this is the problem with these in-laws. You can tell your sister-in-law to find somebody else to stay with him because your son's responsibility is to you first, not her. She is not his mother. Okay, you tell her that she got to find somebody else to stay with your brother. Does your brother have children? So tell her that he's your son. Your son's responsibility is to take care of you first. You are his mother. So how can, if he has to take care of you, he cannot sit in the hospital with your brother. So your sister-in-law is misinformed. He is, well, and tell her she needs to tell her daughter to go sit with her father. That's her daughter's father. So tell her to get her children to go sit in a hospital with their father. He is not your son's father. Your son's responsibility is you and his father. Her daughters are responsible for their father. What makes her think that your son is responsible for you, for her and her husband? That's about as backwards as you can get, especially when you need care. Your son can't tell you to go somewhere and go take care of somebody else. He would answer to Allah for that on the day of judgment. So tell her that she can go sit with her husband and take her 2 daughters with her. He's her husband, not your husband. Your family is your husband, not your brother. And your son's family is you and his father, not her. I don't know what's wrong with these in-laws. That's some crazy stuff. I ain't never heard. That's some crazy stuff. Yeah. Tell her to take herself to the hospital and sit with her husband. That's her man. Go to her husband's side. That's what Khadijah did. They lie on Khadijah so much. I get so tired of women lying on Khadijah, saying that Khadijah used to go to work every day. Khadijah didn't go outside of her house to work, but Khadijah was right there beside her husband. So tell her to be like Khadijah. Go sit at her husband's bedside. That's what Khadijah would have done. She would have been at her husband's bedside. She wouldn't have been sitting there telling some other woman's family to go sit at her husband's bedside. And Allah knows best. Boy, these women are crazy. Are we twisted? Yes. Women today. I see why men do what they do. Women, you sisters are why men do what they do to you. All right, guys. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.